Interviewer Kira Ray, client Lucy Erskine. We've chosen the 24-hour recall based on a couple of journalism references that support it. The first one that said that it had some weaknesses was Rutischausser in 2005, where he said that the interview needs to be conducted in a non-judgmental manner to increase the accuracy of the reported data. The interview is going to be conducted in a non-judgmental manner to be able to increase the accuracy of the data. Burrows et al. 2008 said that underreporting is a frequent finding with dietary recall that is affected by obesity, gender, social desirability, restrained eating, education literacy, perceived health and status, and race or ethnicity. We've tried as best to overcome this by using an app called MyFitnessPal to record all the dietary information that we need to help try and eliminate some of the weaknesses of the 24-hour recall, such as social desirability and perceived health status and things like that. We also found by Reedon 2003 that some of the strengths for the 24-hour recall are that it has a low respondent burden, it's suitable for large-scale surveys and can be administered by telephone. Similarly, we've used obviously a voice recording / video, which is similar to a telephone call. Anyways, weaknesses are estimations of portion size, bias in recording good bad foods, memory dependent, and single observation provides poor measure of individual intake. We've eliminated some of these, such as memory dependent and estimation of portion size, due to the fact that we've used an app which generates all this information anyway, and you don't have to rely on memory itself, because you obviously put it all in a diary on MyFitnessPal anyway. So Lucy's just going to tell us what she has eaten in the past 24 hours.
For my breakfast, I had Weetabix chocolate chip minis with a quarter a cup of milk. For my lunch, I had a meatball wrap, French fries, Worcester sauce flavoured, and black cherry raspberry sparkling spring water Rubicon. For my tea, I had a ham wrap and some cheese puff crisps. Snacks, Forest Fruit cereal bar and Quavers. And then I also have 2 cups of water. My total protein for the day was 21 grams. Carbohydrates was 113, fibre 8, sugar 29 and fat 26.
MyFitnessPal diary, full diary for the day. For breakfast, she's had a bowl of mini Weetabix with chocolate chunks in and half cup of milk. For snacks in between, she has had 1 apple and 1 tangerine. For lunch, she's had 2 slices of Kingsmill white bread with breaded ham and cheese on, also with butter. A banana, a packet of Sunbite sour cream and chive crisps, and 1 bar of Dairy Milk chocolate. For her tea, she had like a stew type dinner that contained 1 scoop of mashed potatoes, a handful of carrots, a handful of peas, a handful of green beans, 2 slices of beef, and a mini Yorkshire pudding. Afterwards, as a snack, she has also had a pack of cherry drops. Okay, now we're going to talk about recommendations for Lucy. First of all, what we're going to talk about is the total calorie intake that Lucy's had that day. The total calories shared was 1,260. A goal for that day, according to this app, was 1,790. Now, according to the NHS Live Well website, they say that the average female should be eating 2,000 calories worth of food and drinks per day. So potentially Lucy needs to look at increasing her calorie intake throughout the day, especially as she said that she was active this day as well. So she's got quite a bit of an active job. She'd been swimming that day also, so that means that the calorie may be in deficit. So she might need to increase her calorie intake. Lucy had very minimal fruit and veg over the course of the day. In fact, probably no fruit or vegetables throughout the day at all. And the NHS website claims, as everyone probably knows, that we should eat at least 5 portions of a variety of fruit and vegetables a day because they give a good source of vitamins, minerals and fibre. We're going to look into more detail now on the actual grams of specific food groups that she's had. So looking at the nutrition part, Lucy has had, her goal was to have 99 grams of protein per day, which seems slightly over because according to food.gov.uk, adults between the ages of 19 to 50 should be having 55 grams of protein per day. Now Lucy only had 21, so she needs to be between the goal on this website and the actual total of that day. She only had 21 grams. Now a suggestion may be that she puts more into her breakfast because that seems to be where she was missing some. So maybe eggs would be a good idea if she made like an omelette with a bit of meat in. So maybe a ham omelette would provide a lot more protein for the day than what she had on this current day. Now we're going to look at the percentage of daily intake and what the 100% energy, protein and fibre intake should be split across the whole day. Now, it says that breakfast should be 20%, lunch and evening meal 30% each, and then snacks should account for 20%, giving a total of 100. Now, this is according to food.gov.uk again. And according to what we've got for Lucy, breakfast was 14%, so she's under. Lunch is 43%, dinner 24%, and snacks 19%. Now the other one that she's close to is snacks on 19%, that should be 20, which is probably there or thereabouts. The only one that she needs to really improve is probably breakfast, which is currently 14% and needs to increase to 20%. Now if we're going back on the suggestion that I made earlier of maybe an omelette with ham in, that would increase the percentage of breakfast for the day. It would also increase obviously the amount of protein that she's intaking. This might also mean that because breakfast is accounting for more energy, protein and fibre for that day, she's less likely to go over the percentage for lunch, which according to food.gov.uk needs to be 30% of daily intake, but Lucy's currently at 43%, which is obviously over. Through the course of the day, Lucy's had quite a lot of dairy and carbohydrate type foods. Now, according to NHS website, where possible, you should be choosing whole grain in your meals. So, for example, when she had the meatball wrap for lunch, this could be a whole grain wrap rather than a plain white wrap. Because this would provide a better source of energy and a range of nutrients in her diet. The thing that she's probably missing out a lot of is, obviously according to NHS website on their Eat Well guide, it says that you should eat some beans, fish, for other types of protein. Aim for at least 2 portions of fish every week, one of which should be oily, such as salmon or mackerel. Now, Lucy's demonstrated that she's not a fan of fish, and this would not be a regular thing throughout the week. She would not be eating 2 portions. These foods are a good source of protein, vitamins and minerals. You need to be choosing lean cuts of meat and mince, and eat less red and processed meat like bacon, ham and sausage. So what we can suggest for Lucy is that she takes up maybe buying some of the multivitamins that you can buy, such as omega-3s, omega-9 sort of vitamins that she can take as a supplement rather than eating the fish. Also, obviously, she does tend to eat red meat. We'll go back again to, for lunch she had the meatball wrap, and for dinner she had a ham wrap. Again, these are both red meats, and one of which is processed meat. She needs to look probably for maybe eating more chicken, and maybe not processed but fresh as well as an option. Now we are going to give some recommendations to Megan on her daily intake. From what she has recalled, she ate 1,800 worth of calories from all food and drink in this particular day. Now, according to the NHS, this should be increased to 2,000 calories per day. She could look at increasing her portions of fruit and vegetables a day as snacks. Obviously, she did have she did get to the recommended amount depending on how you count it. Now, for dinner she had handfuls, which is what the amount should be for a vegetable. But for fruit, a single tangerine does not count as being one of your 5 a day. She potentially needs to increase that to 2 or 3 tangerines to make that count as one of her 5 a day. We need to increase the intake of dairy and dairy alternatives, such as drinks, soya drinks and yogurt. So milk, cheese, yogurt are good sources of protein and some vitamins. They're also an important source of calcium, which helps keep our bones strong. Now, throughout this day, Megan has had no form of soya drinks or yogurts, a slight bit of milk, not a lot of cheese at all. In fact, just on the sandwich, which is a sprinkle of cheese. So she needs to look at maybe when she's having her snacks throughout the day to increase, maybe putting her fruit with some yogurt. She also needs to look at getting other sources of protein, such as fish and eggs, rather than just the meat. Now, on this day, she had ham on her sandwich, processed ham, and then for tea it was beef that was in her dinner. These are both red meats, and according to NHS, you need to choose meats that are less red and less processed. So throughout the day she needs to look at more white meat, so she needs to eat like turkey and chicken, and maybe fish also. This will increase the protein intake, and also try and hit the fish every week, which is 2 portions of fish a week, and one of which should be oily. We'll now look at the proportion of the daily intake that she had. So for breakfast it was actually 14%, so this is below the percentage of daily intake according to food.gov.uk. This needs to be increased. Lunch actually is there or thereabouts, which was 29%, so that's good. 30%. And then evening meals was slightly over again, and snacks is a little bit under. So maybe if she increased the amount of snacks that she's eating, that can decrease the amount that she needs to eat to fulfill her hunger on the evening meal. Now the protein intake, she's slightly over the protein intake with 60 grams of protein, and she needs to potentially watch this, because according to food.gov.uk, adults between 19 and 50 years old need to eat 55 grams. So she needs to start being there or thereabouts with that.